Hi, fifth graders. Today we are going to continue on with Where the Red Fern Grows, everyone's favorite book, and we are going to be doing the comprehension questions. So we have read chapter 9 by now. If you have not listened to me reading chapter 9, stop this video and go watch me read chapter 9. I know you're all super excited about that. And then come back here and do the answer sheet. Okay? So I really hope you're not falling behind on this because it's going to be a lot to make up otherwise. Okay? So let's get started on this. So, Where the Red Fern Grows, chapter 9. Let me double check. Only one page today. Aren't you lucky? Okay, question 1. At the beginning of chapter 9, when Billy was about to give up cutting down the large tree, blank. So what happened? A. Little Ann and Old Dan started whining. B. Grandpa came by with an idea for keeping the coon in the tree long enough for Billy to rest. C. Papa came and told him he had to come home. D. Billy found a new strength from a prayer he said. So what happened when he's about to give up, right at the beginning of chapter 9, he's about to give up, what happened? Think about the beginning of the story, that chapter. Number 2, and this is going to be kind of your hint to what your answer for number 1 should be. Grandpa's trick for keeping the coon in the tree was, what was Grandpa's trick? A, to build a large fire. B, to build a scarecrow. C, to play loud music. What was his trick? Remember, you can pause and re-listen to me read this as many times as you want. So if I'm going a little too fast, pause, think things through, and then rewind a little if you want to re-listen to me read those questions. Because I know a couple of you, I'm not going to say names. You know who you are. Like it when I read everything 3, 4, 5 times, okay? Which is okay. 100% okay with that. But now, you just have to rewind and listen to me again as many times as you want because I know you just love hearing my voice. Question 3. Why did Grandpa pick up Old Dan and place him in the buggy? So why did he have to pick up Old Dan? A. Old Dan's paw was hurt. Did he hurt himself? B. Old Dan wouldn't leave Little Ann. C. Old Dan didn't want to leave the coon. D. Old Dan wasn't feeling well. Was he sick? So pick which one you think it is. 4. What trick had the coon used on the hounds? So what was that trick that he used the first time to get away from the hounds? A. Backtracking. B. Crossing the river. C. Jumping from tree to tree. D. Climbing a fence. So what was that trick that he used that first time? That kind of, it did trick his coons, and Billy got pretty upset. 5. What surprised Billy when he woke up the next morning? So when he woke up after sleeping and resting after trying to cut down the tree, what had surprised him when he came outside? A. Billy wasn't sore from all the chopping he had done. B. Old Dan had slept by the sycamore. C. The rain had cleaned away all scent of the coon, and his dogs no longer cared if they got the coon. Did that happen? D. Billy was too sore to move, so he just didn't care if he got the coon or not. Does that sound like Billy? Okay. Pick the answer. This one's pretty obvious, and I hope each and every one of you get this one correct. I'll be watching when you turn these in. 6. Why did Billy start crying? So why did he cry? A. He had blisters coming up and popping all over his hands. B. He knew he could never chop the tree down. C. Old Dan started howling. D. He was too tired to work any longer. So why did he cry? We're halfway there. 7. Why did Billy think his prayer had been answered? So what? He's praying, like, help me, I want to get this tree down, I can't give up my dogs. Why did he think it had been answered? What happened that caused him to think, oh my gosh, did my prayer get answered? A. The wind blew the large tree over. B. The rain came and cooled his tired body. C. The coon fell out of the tree and broke its neck. So which one of those happened in our story? 8. A good title for chapter 9 could be, so this title is going to tell us what the story was mostly about. So which title would best fit what this chapter was about? A. Grandpa's Trick. Is that what this chapter was mostly about? B. Beating the giant sycamore tree. C. Chicken and dumplings. Was that what this was mostly about? D. Coon hunting. Was this chapter about coon hunting or about something else? Maybe one of the other answers. Think it through. Pause. Re-listen if you need to. Take your time. I want you to do your best. Okay. Number 9. Based on the story, it is likely that in the future, so what's most likely going to happen in the future based on what we know? A. Billy's sisters will start hunting coons too. Does that seem like it's going to happen? B. Billy will find a new hobby. Does that sound like it's going to happen? Do you think Billy's going to give up coon hunting and start a new hobby? C. Billy will no longer want to hunt. Does that sound realistic? Do you think he's going to no longer want to hunt? And D. Billy will continue to hunt coons. Does that sound like it'll happen? Number 10. Which question does the story answer? Which one of these can we 100% already know the answer for? We can go, oh yeah, the answer is this. Which one do we know? A. Will Billy's family move to town? Do we have that answer? B. Will Billy catch the coon in a large sycamore? Do we know that answer? C. Little Ann and Old Dan become friends, or will Little Ann and Old Dan become friends with the coon hound Billy heard bawling 2 years earlier? Do we know that answer? Did they become friends? D. Will Billy catch many coons? Do we know that answer? Which one can we 100% answer right now? Number 11. What is the main conflict in chapter 9 and how is it resolved? So the main conflict, what's the main problem? What goes wrong? And then how is it resolved? So how is it solved? How is that problem fixed? A. Billy needed to rest, so Grandpa came up with a method for keeping the coon in the tree. B. Little Ann and Old Dan were inexperienced hunters and had to learn all the tricks of the coons to be successful coon dogs. C. The coon ran up the giant sycamore tree, which Billy had to cut down to catch the coon. D. Billy's mother was worried, so she sent the girls down to check on him. So what is our biggest problem? There might have been little ones in there. What was our biggest problem and how was that solved? So think back to what this chapter was mostly about, and that's going to kind of give you a hint on what our biggest problem was, and then we know the solution because we listened to the story. And number 12, our last one for today. Which sentence from Where the Red Fern Grows supports the conclusion that Billy believes God helped him? So which one of these shows that he thinks God was the one to help him through this difficult time? A. It wasn't hard for me to decide. I was firmly convinced that I had been helped. B. Do you think God heard my prayer? C. You must remember the big sycamore was the tallest tree in the bottoms. D. No, I'm afraid I can't help you there. So which one of those shows that he thinks someone, God, helped him with this process of getting the big sycamore cut down? So those are all of our questions for chapter 9. I want you to answer them, and then if you need to listen to this again, play it again. You can rewind to certain questions, go back to the areas that you need to re-listen to. If you have more specific questions about this or you're super confused on something, I'm available in Google Hangouts, which is linked in our Google Classroom. You can email me or comment on this link in Google Classroom and I'll help you there. Otherwise, just do your best, and all I care is that you're trying and putting in some effort. So I want you to still participate in everything from my class that you can. I know you have your assignments for your other classroom teachers that are important to get done. But just do your best and keep working. And I'm here for you if you need anything. I miss seeing all of you, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.